What's up, big baby? What's going down, man? Y'all ready for the Luke Cage panel? How many people's first time at Comic Con? Okay. This is how this is gonna work. How many times? I'm gonna ask a couple questions and I'm gonna give it to y'all to ask questions. We got 2 mics. Don't ask a question with a question, like, so when you were on this scene at this set, how did you feel? And did you want to wear those clothes? You know what I mean? Just keep it to one question. Okay? All right. Y'all ready? Yeah. All right. And my name is Clifton, by the way. All right. So the first person I want to bring out, you've seen him on Sons of Anarchy. He is the owner of 40 Ounce. You know him as Shades. The man you love to hate. Give it up for Theo Rossi.
And it's called ounce water, but we're not going to talk about that. Don't worry.
Ounce water, my bad.
Uh-oh, go for your next one.
All right.
I'm gonna sit. I don't stand for
this
losing.
next person, you see them on Girls Trip. Defenders, Luke Cage. Give it up for Mike Colter.
What up?
All right,
I haven't hand sanitized the entire day, so just letting you know. Yeah. Should I sit?
That light is.
Oh.
This is Cowboy Stadium style, right in your face.
How y'all like San Antonio so far?
I haven't seen any of it. I've been in my hotel room the entire time.
I did.
Cool.
I went to the Alamo.
It's okay. Hotel's not bad.
I love it.
Oh, Riverwalk, I did eat. So Riverwalk is nice. I like that. It's almost European. It's really nice.
Parisian.
Yeah.
I know you're vegan, but before y'all leave San
Since when? Wait a minute. How long?
Forever?
Forever? Yeah. But not forever.
Forever.
Define forever.
A long time.
Forever? Yeah, okay, he says forever. All right, I'm gonna check for photography.
He's gonna check receipts on my.
I'm gonna look for stuff online and find him eating a hamburger, a piece of chicken or something. And I'm gonna post it too. I'm gonna post it.
Keep the beef in the streets, huh?
Yeah, keep the beef in the streets.
Okay. Well, the reason why I asked is we got our proud sponsors, Whataburger.
Yeah.
Give it up for Whataburger, y'all.
All right, Whataburger. It's Whataburger, not Whataburger.
They do have vegan
Texas
options.
calls it Whataburger. Since I moved to Austin, they
Why?
call it Whataburger.
Why?
It's a thing, though.
You like to mispronounce things here in Texas?
No, it's Whataburger.
Whataburger.
Yeah.
Well,
Okay.
no, what a burger, but we call it Whataburger.
Whataburger. All right, y'all go ahead and have that one. I'm not doing that.
And the rumor is it's better than In-N-Out.
Yes, you got to try it before you leave.
Listen.
True?
And you can be very picky as possible.
I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I'll get sick eating an In-N-Out burger, so I'm sure I'll get sick eating this burger. So it's all the same.
100% beef.
I'm a burger schnob, people. Burger schnob.
All right. Well, I'm just gonna get straight to it, guys. I was gonna make it the last question, but the show just got canceled.
I'm out, man. See you guys.
Oh man. Like who snitched? You know what I mean? Like what happened?
Speculation.
It's a lot of. Listen, we all were almost as shocked as you guys were.
I think probably
More, maybe some people. I gotta say though, man, you know, look, it was a great run. Everything in TV has to eventually get canceled. Even MASH got canceled. I mean, sometimes things go. I mean, Law and Orders don't get canceled. That's always going to be on the air. But everything else has to get canceled.
Some version of NCIS.
Some version of NCIS. So they will make that go on forever. But for us, you know, it was a surprise. And though it's sort of, I know there's a lot of things going on behind the scenes, and even I don't understand them, and so I don't even try to. Let's just say that, you know, it's one of those things where I feel like there is a possibility that some way, shape, or form that the series or some form of it can come back, or who knows, maybe the third, who knows? I don't know. I'm just speculating. And if it doesn't, it's okay. We left it in a place where I think you guys want more, and I'd rather you want more than say, God, they stayed too long. You know, I feel it's a better place to be. But just for you guys, you know, we feel the same way. So psychologically, as a group of fans, and we have to sort of move on just so we can go on about our lives. But hold out hope for us, okay? So just know that. Hopefully we'll be back. I don't know.
With Disney starting their own streaming service, is it possible Luke Cage might appear on that?
But my pay grade, I don't know.
Oh, okay. Cool.
I don't know.
All right, how do y'all manage family time in between shows and business? I know you got business.
Life is a balance, man, in this career, and it's like with everybody. Everybody here deals with it. You know, if you work and you have a job and you have a family and you have any type of extracurricular activity, you have to balance it. The difference with us is, and I think in our business is, we don't know where we're going to be. You know, so if you go do a movie, you might be in New Mexico, you might be in Bulgaria, you might be, you don't know where you're going to be for a little while. And when you have a family, especially young kids, that, because you know, either you're bringing everybody with you, so everything's just a balance. You just figure it out. And you know, with ours, we shot in New York, so you know, we're dealing with that. He was going. This kid, he's a trooper. He did what I was about to do. Now that I moved to Austin, where literally every Friday he'd get on a plane, fly to LA.
Like 30 hours,
30 hours
average.
back.
Sometimes shorter, sometimes longer. Give or take a few hours.
Yeah, because we both have kids basically the same exact age.
Yeah, land early on a Saturday morning, leave the last flight on a Sunday night to get back to, you know, to spend that weekend, because that was
it's just a balance. So you think, okay, well, I'm on the plane, so I'll get my work done. But it was like, you know, I was about to do that because we were about to start the show January 14th.
Yeah, January 4th. Yeah, that was. And listen, guys, we had written a lot. I mean, I think they had written probably half the season. So again, we were intending on making this happen, because I think for all of us, we wanted a third season just like you guys did, to see where this character was going to go and how the character was going to evolve, what was going to happen with Shades. I mean, everything changed for everybody. The place we left in the second season was an interesting spot for every character, I thought. I wanted to see what was going to happen to every character from there on out, and it's just disappointed we all don't get to see that. But again, you know, we had a great run, so let's just keep our fingers crossed, and you know, until then, we'll just watch the reruns. You know?
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, if it was up to you, where were your character going? Where, like, if you had to write it?
I know where mine was going.
Yeah, you know, you first.
I'm not saying it. No, I will.
Listen.
Yeah, you know what? The truth is, I'm bound by nothing, so I can say whatever I want. You know, listen. What I thought was so cool was, and again, I know what was going to happen. That we were going to get into a little bit more of the mythology of what went down in the comic book. And if you know, and it's deep mythology on Shades, because he was this character that we really created a lot of, but you'll see some stuff. I'm just going to say that if you look go on the Googs, give it a Googs, and you see what happened with Shades. And there was another character recently introduced on another show, and there was a lot of things that were going to twist and come up again from his past. And it's really confusing. So I'm trying to confuse you all without telling you, because I
You've done it.
No, because I still believe that somehow Marvel has got me intimidated,
I know.
bro. I'm intimidated.
It's true. It's funny. He says that. I was doing EPK, behind the scenes footage and stuff, or interviews for a film I just did in LA. And it's true. It's like, you do Marvel for enough years, every interview you do, even though there's no spoiler alert thing that they're worried about, you're not bound by contract. Actually, the interview's supposed to be one that you're doing after the person has watched the movie. And I'm still talking in terms of, like, not saying anything. I'm just talking around everything.
You're
it's
talking
like,
code all the time about
it's
every
like you're not
project.
revealing anything, and you don't have to anymore. You just kind of train that way. So it'll take a few years to get away from that. But yeah,
like right now, if I wanted to tell you, I can tell you every single thing that I know.
But he physically can't, because his tongue won't form the words.
I can't say
He's trying to tell you everything, but he can't.
But I went through this on Sons too. We couldn't say anything, so I'm just bound by, like, I just
years.
don't. Even if it's out, people are like, you know, it's over. The show's
And
over.
you still
like,
psychologically, your mind is like, yeah, but I can't actually say what happened.
Spoiler alert. It's a
Even
spoiler.
though you just saw it, I can't tell you
I
what you
can't
just saw.
tell you. You might not have saw it. It might
not have
be a
saw it,
lie. Yeah.
How many of y'all's own stunts they allowed you to do?
As many as you could do, probably. I mean, stunts is, for me, I always had the disadvantage of having a bald head. Bald heads are hard to cover. You know, when you have hair, you can use hair to sort of mask people so you don't know exactly what's going on. But I had to do a lot more than I wanted to do, but, I always was like, hey, if you can get away with the stunt guy doing it, I'm good. But they would always make me do it too, so they could then cut around and try to figure out how much they could use of me and how much they could use of him. And not a lot of the time it was me. And I'm happy about that. At the same time, I was annoyed by it. I'm like, when they call me, I'm like, can't he just do that thing? Can he just do it? No. And anything they could do with me. One time a director wanted me to run up some stairs.
Yeah.
And I literally was like, I was the only thing I had to shoot that day. I was off that day, except for this running up the stairs shot. And I told him, I said, you know, I do have a stunt double. He's like, yeah, but I kind of wanted to see you run the stairs. And I go, let me get this straight. I got a day off. I'm doing stunt rehearsal, choreography for another scene, for another episode, and you want me to split my day, come over here and run up some stairs in the dark? Nah, I think we're gonna have to use my stunt double for that one.
But he did it.
No, I did not. I did not know. But it's true. It's true. Stunt doubles are very useful, and I gotta tell you, Guy Fernandez, my stunt double, has done a lot for me. So he's great. He's great.
Yeah.
So like, is outside off camera? Can you make a mean cup of coffee?
Oh.
No comment.
Espresso. Double espresso.
It's Cuban. It's well, no, Turkish. It's muddy. It's muddy.
I don't know if that's a good or bad.
I don't know if it's a good thing either.
Muddy coffee.
I think I'm molesting people now. I was like, muddy coffee.
Hey, damn. Turkish coffee.
Muddy. It's
And I know
strong.
that your two love interests has been Marilyn Manson
Yeah.
and Mariah.
Yeah. Eminem. You know, listen, man, I gotta say, I've been so fortunate that, you know, the two shows, the people who I've spent the most time with were Katie Seagal and Alfre Woodard. Like, you know, so these two incredible, like absolutely incredible actresses. Alfre is the ultimate G. Like, she is, everybody in this world should get to hang out with Alfre Woodard for a little while, because she is like nothing the world has ever seen.
No.
She is like, she's too good for this place. Like,
Yeah,
she is
and
just,
she'll tell you too. She'll
she'll
tell you
to let you know. But
She'll
she's
tell
just
you.
wild. Like, she's wild. And what I love about her is you never know what's going to happen in a scene.
Mm-hmm.
And that's such a rarity nowadays. But because she's so old school, like when we would do our stuff, I don't know what she's going to do.
Yeah,
And
she'll
that-
try some stuff on you.
Yeah, she'll just
She'll
try
try some stuff.
And you go, oh. And she just made Mariah so, what an incredible turn of how devious she was after the stuff happened with Cottonmouth.
Yeah. Just let her go free.
So, who's y'all's top 5 favorite rappers? Dead or alive?
Ooh.
Dead or
Man.
alive?
Yeah.
That's
Dead or
easy.
alive. You know, it's funny. I don't know, because I mean, it was just because M, when he came out with his mix, this tape, you know, people don't give M no credit, man. I'm like, yo, M's
the best lyricist in the game.
M is, you know, I'm like, I don't know why y'all hating. That dude's up there, you know. So I'll throw him in there for sure. You know, I love Meth. I'm still a big Wu-Tang Clan fan, so I can throw those guys in there.
Yep.
Nas.
Yep.
Well,
pure MCs, I mean, for me, I mean, Royce the 5'9" is one of the best MCs right now.
Yeah.
I mean, untouchable, like in the MC right now. But there's a difference.
Yes,
there's a
I'm
difference
mixing-
between
I'm mixing
rappers
it,
and
yeah.
there's a difference between lyricists.
Yeah, I'm
So,
mixing those two together because I'm like
rappers as a rapper, as the all-consuming package. If you look at brand and what they've done, nobody's better than Jay-Z because he's accomplished all of it. Like, as in, he'll put up like street tracks and at the same time he'll put up club bangers, and yet he's a brand and extremely famous in the game. But then if you go down to like the level of just like pure lyricists, you know, you got Black Thought, you got people who are just killers in that.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I agree with all that. Yeah, it's there's no such thing as a top 5. It's like you know,
changes.
It's like MVP in the NBA. I'm like, it don't even make sense. You try. I mean, it's a popularity contest to a certain point.
I say Biggie and people are like, why not Tupac? I'm
Why
like,
not
no,
Tupac?
Tupac
Yeah, you
Tupac
can't
too, but
really
then
satisfy
my
everybody.
5 is getting smaller.
Yeah.
Who was y'all's favorite musical guest on the show? Because I was hoping to eventually see mine, which is Bitforce. Like favorite band.
This year was going to be crazy.
I was so happy. What happened?
This year was going to be crazy.
Oh yeah, this year, yeah, and I was excited because I felt like, you know, Cage would be in the club a lot more because he wasn't
so
out
we
in
were
the
gonna
club.
get, like-
you know, I come in the club to start trouble. I was going to be in the club watching some people, you know, perform and just being around.
And the people who wanted to come because he was running.
Because I was running the club, it was going to be like, you know, that was the journey that I was going to be on, being the club owner and having the musical acts come from me. And I think it was going to be different.
Very different.
It's gonna be
Nothing
different.
they'd ever seen.
But going back to your question, I was really the most excited about just from the standpoint of just talent, what he brought to the table, and it's something different, diverse. I loved having Gary Clark Jr.
I was just gonna say
Gary
that.
Clark Jr. Because we had him, I think, you know,
Austin.
just great, man. You know, he's like awesome. I saw him doing at the was it Clapton's had a concert, and he was not opening, but he was one of the opening acts. It was like 2 or 3 acts, and he was the the one before Clapton. And a lot of people I felt came to see him just as much as Clapton because he's just a phenomenon that's on the rise. And I love Eric Clapton, but it was like seeing him perform is just awesome.
I felt that way about because our rap party. I mean, it's so crazy to think about this. Our our rap party was Jadakiss, Faith,
Evans,
KRS-One, Rakim. They were all at the rap party.
Yeah, rap party was a rap party for real.
And KRS-One was just like live is like just a complete wow.
So we're gonna open up. Y'all can ask questions at this time. Line up one by one.
Can't see
I know you can see that.
Not all at once.
No.
You go first.
I see Luke Cage. Oh.
Hello, I'm Casey from Toledo, Ohio. My question's for Mike. I noticed that you are very versatile in all your roles, like superhero. I saw a Netflix movie that you recently did where it's like
Extinction.
Great movie, by the way.
Thanks.
You have any upcoming projects, or maybe be in a scary movie?
Yeah, I'm always, for me, I think I tell my agents, I'm not trying to chase anything specifically because there's so many things you can be trying to do in this business. I think for me, it's like I'm always trying to find a way to introduce myself to another audience. I try to find some place to go and do something that nobody, when they're watching, they may not even know who I am, and that's good for me because it's a whole new audience. Yeah. Taking your audience with you is one thing, but always creating a new audience is something I like because if you go to another genre, those people will follow you, hopefully, and if they don't follow you, at least they recognize you from something else, and then that brings them together. But I'm always trying to find someplace else that that no one knows. I'm fine with that. I'm comfortable doing something that nobody knows why I'm even doing it. Who is that person? I love that. So for me, I think I did this project that went to TIFF. Had a role in this movie called Skin with Jamie Bell. You hopefully hear more about it. Hopefully it'll be somewhere in contention in awards because it's it's political, but it's got a very strong message. Playing an interesting character in that role. And then I got this thing called Breakthrough coming out with Chrissy Metz that hopefully will probably be coming out around Easter. It's a spiritually based film, something different, audience that I haven't been in front of before, different kind of character. Did this interesting kind of like comedy, kind of weird comedy with these with an interesting cast, Judith Light and Alec Baldwin and Mandy Patinkin. It's like a Sundance kind of thing, and hopefully, fingers crossed, it'll actually get to do that. Yeah, thanks, man. Appreciate it.
You next.
Hi, I'm Patrick Church, right here from San Antonio, and I was wondering, can you give us a quick list of what you are watching? What are you fans of today? While we're fans of you, what are you fans of today? Like when you're at home watching?
I have a 3-year-old and a 1-year-old, so I watch a lot of Curious George. I watch.
Same here, man.
Pinkalicious is big.
Paw Patrol.
Paw Patrol is huge.
Chase is on the case.
Chase is on the case.
Chase is on the case. We watch that in the car and at home.
Oh yeah.
So it's on both.
Care Bears. She's big on Care Bears. Sesame Street, obviously.
Now we got some Elf on the Shelf movie.
I had to go to a live performance of Paw Patrol in LA. That was good. Live
Moana. I watched Moana 7,000 times.
Oh, Moana.
7,000 times.
Love me some Moana, man. Love it.
We're watching. What's the other one now?
You're welcome.
Daniel Tiger is Master in the house. Master.
Yeah, Daniel Tiger. We try to keep the TV.
Really good dramas. Really hardcore. Hardcore. Really helps us.
Yep.
So
definitely good stuff. I try to create things that I can watch, and I try to justify that it's actually educational. And
I tried to make my 3-year-old watch Black Panther every single week.
You try to watch? Well, I got her watching because I like So You Think You Can Dance. So they came back, and that was great because it's not anything that can really corrupt her mind. It's just, and she loved it. So music, dance. I'm watching it. I've been always watching it. I know
you gotta
people on the
watch
show.
Boss Baby on Netflix.
Oh, I didn't know. I watched that. No.
It's good for both us and
no, my wife because it makes my daughter even more boss, and I don't need any more of that. I don't need her to get any more examples of how to.
Pushing Boss Baby hard.
She likes Boss Baby, but Boss Baby is no good. Boss Baby.
Too bossy.
No. Boss Baby get a beat down.
That's what's up. I'm Justin from Houston. So this is more for Mike. One of the hopes that we have, Heroes for Hire, right? That's one of the hopes we see y'all coming back in. Mm-hmm. So my question is there anything memorable that you liked or enjoyed or remember about the chemistry with Finn Jones's Iron Fist and the scenes that you guys had in like Defenders, for instance?
Well, I always thought the interaction between Finn and I always worked because in life we're very different, but we get along very well. And I always thought it was effortless. I mean, sometimes opposites attract, and sometimes opposites play well off each other, and just whatever that is, it always made sense. I thought that the small interaction between us and Defenders was great because it was just a beginning, and then I thought what Cheo was able to do with us and with him in episode 10 of the second season was really great. As it was almost like a one-off. It was just like a standalone episode, and it worked. And I thought it, made him put him in a different light, and you could see the relationship developing. So if I think about I probably would say, if I had to think about exchanges, I love the fight. I love the first fight where we just didn't know who each other. We didn't recognize each other. Didn't know that we were on the same side. That little short fight. And I always tell Finn if the cops hadn't come, I would have whipped him. I would have gotten up and whipped him. But luckily for him, because the power, the fist, one punch and you got to go take a nap. You know what I mean? So it was more of a shock than actual. I wasn't hurt. I was more like just stunned. It was like, whoa, what was that? And then I really liked the fight that they had. The fight that we had in the warehouse with where did Patty Cake. It was one of those things where it was just really good, good choreography. Matt Mullins did a great job on that, and I thought it had a great. Even and going forward, if we were to do Heroes for Hire, the way Luke Cage ended in season 2, when I watch the comics, when I read the comics now, or the ones that they have, the most recent ones that I like, they have Cage in a suit. Have Cage, usually a 3-piece suit with Fist, they're still doing Heroes for Hire. I could see that happening somehow. Danny's got the money, but then Fist. I think it could work. So I'm always thinking about that in that term. So we could do something.
He gave us a hint. This one right here next, right there.
Hi, my name is Safa. I'm a big fan of both of you guys. I had a question. I wanted to see if, I know Luke Cage is no longer running, but if there was an appearance or a cameo from a Marvel character from a film, who would you have liked to work with?
Honestly, I want to see Spidey swinging through, from Queens, just swinging through, on the A train or something. I don't know, Spider-Man.
I think Spidey's the most realistic who can come through. I think in the Marvel world, the TV and film are so different. You know what I mean? It's almost like super big, the films, and like more like comic, and the TV show's more like Sopranos, Wire-ish, more realistic. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I think like Spidey fits that role.
Spidey can go between the two.
I think
because he's in their world, but he's kind of the one they're like, well, what are you doing, your kid? And he's really not supposed to be here.
Great. So I just feel like he probably fits the best. I also love Spider-Man.
Oh, you also notice that in Infinity, he died slower than everybody else. Like he evaporated slower. I saw it. So what? He didn't see it. Boo him.
No. Can I tell you why?
He's got a kid. I know.
No, it has nothing to do with the kids. Because the second it came out, everybody ruined it. Everybody knew, and then you knew those people weren't really dead.
Oh, it's funny because I
So it's like, okay, so everybody ruined it, and I know it's not real.
Yeah.
And then I was like,
well, I drowned everybody out. I don't listen to anything anybody says. I don't read any Twitter, blog, or when it comes to like spoilers.
It's the only one I haven't seen. The only Marvel one.
Yeah, it was good. It was good.
Yeah, no, I heard. I wish I didn't know the ending.
Well, you don't know who all the people that.
No, I know every single
all
person.
Okay,
the ones who
fine.
survived it.
All
the ones
right,
who did it.
fine.
Everybody ruined everything.
I saw it and I don't remember who survived.
Apparently we didn't.
Apparently. You know what I think it was? We were walking around talking trash. The snap didn't happen. And then they were like, "Oh, it happened.
It happened.
Yeah. Gotcha.
It happened last Friday.
The later reaction, it was like it took a little while to get to us. It's like Sam Jackson.
Happened on a phone call.
It happened on a phone call.
Last Friday.
Yeah, that's right. Cage was at home making
That's all you heard on the other
pancakes.
line was that. You're like, oh,
Yeah.
it's over.
I know you're talking to the phone. All of a sudden, the phone drops. You evaporate the phone. It's like, it's over.
That explains the cancellation in an easy way.
Yes.
It was the snap.
It was a snap, delayed snap.
Oh man.
Delayed snap. Reverberate.
There you go.
Hi, I'm Victoria. This question's for Mike. You look good in that hat, by the way.
Thank you.
So, your character's been in Jessica Jones and Luke Cage and The Defenders. How big a difference is it when working on those 3 shows, like in terms of directing and screenwriting and all that other stuff?
They're very different. I mean, you just kind of go with the flow. The writers are different most of the times. They have a different voice. In Defenders, they've supposedly incorporated the voices or opinions of the other writers to sort of help them with dialogue and stuff. And I think it showed. But for the most part, you're always just basically trying to stay true to your character. And if something doesn't work, you try to talk to the writers about it. And they're usually very, very collaborative and will adhere to what you say because you know the character better than they do. I mean, they got a lot of stuff going on, and just certain scenes you go, this doesn't feel right, this is why it doesn't work for me, and they usually they take it into account because it's different. Tones are different, even for Defenders, there were color patterns that were different, trying to show what world we're in. We're going from one world to the other before all of us got together, so it's always different though. Jessica Jones, different tone, Melissa Wright's different than Chael, it's very different.
Hi, I'm Kayla from Temple, Texas. Another Temple resident.
Temple, one person from Temple.
It's a small town. So if you two could appear on any current running television series, what would it be?
Ooh.
Any TV series?
Any television series. I know you probably want to appear on the Mayans.
Nah,
No.
I can't. It wouldn't make sense. He's dead.
It could be like a pass.
I'm dead. No, I think, no, Juice is done. I loved him, but it's over with. It's like you kind of put characters to bed and then you mourn them and they're over with. You don't
It's
want
current television,
Current.
right?
Current
All right.
series. Any
Okay.
series.
Well, I mean, listen. Who wouldn't want to be on Game of Thrones? Give me a couple episodes of that. This Is Us. Is
I was
big.
gonna say This Is
Why
Us.
not?
I'm a huge fan of This Is Us.
You watch? You refer to that on your in the
I
character?
love it.
character?
Yeah, Shades talks about This Is Us. I love This Is Us.
Yeah. This
Shades
Is Us.
says he cries during This Is Us.
Yeah.
And if Shades is crying during This Is Us, you sure as hell know Theo's crying.
Yeah. That's why I started watching it. I get tired of it. I started
I'm a
crying.
mess. I watch the whole. My wife's on the couch right over there. I'm always like this, trying to be cool, or I try to wear a hood. Yeah.
Or the snot bubbles coming out.
Yeah. It's a commercial. and
Yeah,
I'm
so those
fine.
two. But there's a lot of really good television. Especially stuff in the UK. Like, it's just lots of stuff I'd love to be a part of. I watch it and I go, yeah, I'd love to do it. Like the Marvelous
Miss Maisel. Great show if you guys haven't watched it. It's a really good show.
I love that show.
Glow is a good show.
Glow is a good show.
Yeah.
Yeah, Glow.
Yeah, there's a lot of. Listen, there's a lot of really good TV on right now. There's over 600 scripted television shows. So there's
500 shouldn't be on, but still.
Yeah.
That's not
598
We're not
of
concentrating
them
on that.
should
We're
be off the
concentrating on
air.
the ones that should be on.
No, but there's a lot of good shows. Yeah, so
I didn't pop on some reality based ones like Naked and Afraid. I think I could do it.
American Ninja Warrior. I would
Naked
love
and
to be on
Afraid,
Ninja
man, I
Warrior.
think I could go at least 5 days.
Naked and Afraid?
They got 21 days. I think I can go 5 before I tap out.
I'm naked
Before I
and
get-
afraid in the hotel they have us in. I'll tell you that.
Let's not talk about that, man. Keep it
Hotel.
on.
I am naked and afraid in that bathtub.
I'm on the haunted floor. I'm on the haunted floor.
I am on
They
something.
put me on the floor of a
What's
haunted. It's supposed to be
going on?
haunted. I'm like, why are you doing this to me?
Stuff showing up in the room. The shower's slippery.
Yeah, the corner of my eye, I saw somebody walking by with a suitcase in the living room. I was like, what was that? Who? And I looked and it was gone. They were gone.
It's a haunted
I swear to
hotel.
God, I saw somebody's suitcase in my room. And I was like, what? I did.
Yeah.
It's hard.
Wow, and there's no maids.
No maids.
No.
No
It's a
maids.
mess.
No French fries.
Naked and
They
afraid.
don't
So I'm
serve
doing a
French fries.
reality show now, but no, I like do Ninja Warrior. I like do This Is Us.
Ninja Warrior would be fun though.
Ninja Warrior would be fun.
Yeah.
I wouldn't make it as far as the arrow Stephen amount. I wouldn't make it.
No,
He's
not
good.
that far. You gotta be small and light,
Yeah,
like
light,
lean and
ready to go.
wiry. Big guys like me don't work. You gotta hold yourself up. Body weight, it's a lot of work.
You ain't running up steps. You ain't doing Ninja
No,
Warrior.
I'm doing Ninja Warrior. You gotta dumb it down for me.
Hello, my name is Angela. This is for Mike. At the end of the second season, the closing shot was basically Luke in charge of the bar. So my question to you is that, do you think that it's reflecting off of The Godfather? Because both of the TV show and the movie have both of the main characters rising up to power, even though they didn't want it, but yet started going down a slippery slope as a villain. Would you
Yeah.
have seen Luke later on in the series, if it was possible, as a Michael Corleone,
Well,
as a tragic hero, or you think he would have risen up above that?
I don't know. The common tropes of storytelling have always been around, and we all borrow from the greats. If you're gonna rip off somebody, you take from some good people. That's what we do. That little thing that we had at the end, I remember we were talking to Chael about that, and he was very open to the idea of having this sort of moment where you saw that Corleone moment where Missy comes in and then they excuse her. And then you see the door closing and stuff, because now all of a sudden it's like Luke's secretive and he's talking about things that he doesn't want her to be around because he's trying to, keep her from knowing, because obviously she's a cop. There's a lot of complicated things there. We don't know what he was going to do and how far he was going to take it. But that was definitely something I was really looking forward to, sort of trying to ride the line of like doing what's good for the community of Harlem and how you get it done, because he got frustrated with the good stuff. Like, this is how you do it as a Boy Scout, and this is not working. He was tired of that, and I think him, visiting the families and taking over sort of the crime world and saying this is what's going to happen in Harlem and this is the boundaries and this is stuff. I wanted to see how he was going to enforce that and to what level he was going to take it. So I was definitely interested in seeing that. I think for sure there would have been some dirty, his hands would have gotten dirty. And I think at the end of the day, maybe somehow he would have found his way back into the good graces of being a superhero again. But I don't know, because I don't know that there's any such thing as good and bad. I think some people are supposed to be good, right? But then they do bad things sometimes. And then some people are I guess, supposed to be bad, but they do good things sometimes. And people always are like that. You can't just choose. So I think it would have been good to see the grays.
And don't forget who told him to do that.
Oh yeah, and I want to see what we're gonna do to this guy, because I was so sick of Shades. I'm like, this dude has no superpowers, but he's not dead yet. I'm like, he's talking trash. He's always around.
Who came into the barbershop and told him to take over the club?
But he visits the barbershop early in the first season and comes in and stuff. And he beat me up in prison. I'm going, why don't just break this guy's neck? I mean, why does he still get to hang around?
He's like, he's slithering.
Yeah, he is slithering.
He's a slippery character.
Slippery shades.
Slippery shades.
Hi, I'm Alyssa. I'm a big fan of both of y'all. I just wanted to ask you, Mike, when in season 1, when you tried on the OG suit from the comics, how did that feel? Like, what was going through your mind?
It's awesome.
Get me out of this thing. No, it was fine. Long as I was totally happy to do that, because of the way it developed, the way it was revealed. It made sense. I wanted fans to be happy about seeing what it would look like if we did it, and then knowing why we wouldn't do it. But it was fun. Just having that development, because it was a throwback, a nod to the comics. I remember there was a line that Chael would do that a lot. Chael, that was Charles Murray's episode, one of my favorite episodes, episode 4. Chael would throw those comic book blaxploitation things in a lot sometimes, just to sprinkle it. And I remember his second season, the line was, "Where's my money, honey? Where's my money, honey?" And I'm going, I'm not saying that. And I said it anyway. And nobody called me out. It's difficult, because who talks like that? Where's my money, honey? It was like a pimp term back in the day. But in that moment, it felt right. It made sense, right? I guess.
Hi, my name is Joe. I just wanted to ask Mike, seeing as how the Defenders came together, it kind of took them a while to act as a team. Do you think Luke would be a good Avenger?
Yeah, why not? Yeah, sure. I think Luke is a natural leader. I think Luke he's a blue collar, low level hero in a sense, because he doesn't have any suits, he doesn't have any money, he doesn't have like a jet or anything to take him anywhere, and he's got limited amount of power or things he can do. But look at what's the guy with the bow? Hawkeye. Come on, right? He's an Avenger, right? Falcon. He's got a thing, but he's, come on, right? There are people who are not, don't have a lot of
Luke's
power.
got way more power.
I got more power than those guys got. Why not?
I was just wondering, because I don't know if Luke would be like, all right, I'm out of here, I'm just going to be on my own.
No, I think if it's paying, I think if they're paying, I think he'd do it. Remember, Luke is always looking for a quick buck, man. He's got to find a way, bartending. He's been mooching off of Claire for a long time, so it's time to graduate.
Claire's not paying no more.
Claire's not there no more, man.
It's so true.
Yeah, your turn. And then
I was going to ask you, what was the hardest scene, this is for Mike, what was the hardest scene to do in Girls Trip without laughing?
Oh man, luckily we get a lot of takes, because you get to like get a laugh out and stuff, and then you do another take and stuff. It's just, probably the scene where I think Tiffany comes in and attacks me in the restaurant because she thinks I'm with some woman who's my aunt. Because what you see is what they edited or what they filmed, but for a lot, they let her run on. They let her just go on. A lot of stuff wasn't even, I don't think that was even written. I think that was, most of that stuff was, a lot of stuff was ad-lib. She would go on a tear, and they wouldn't cut, so she would just keep on coming back. I'm like, will you tell her to cut? She was calling me all kinds of stuff. One time she called me what's she call it? Mr. Clean, what's she call me? Mr. Clean something. I forgot what it was. But she would just go off, and it was hard for me to keep a straight face, but while she was doing that. So there was a lot of times where it was hard to like not laugh. And I remember there was what's her name from God, no, from not, oh God, Grey's Anatomy. She played Kate Walsh. She had the scene where she's, they're all like tripping in the club on ecstasy or something. What the drink? Absinthe. Which I've had absinthe. I don't know what kind of absinthe they had. They had some absinthe. I don't know. They had some strong stuff. But they're hallucinating and stuff, and she's drinking the candle wax, and she's like, verbena. And honestly, some of this stuff is just ad lib. It's just stuff that they were just coming off with, and just watching that, and reacting to it was hard. It was hard to keep a straight face, It was fun though.
Thank you.
This one's for Mike. How many hoodies did you go through when filming Luke Cage?
Oh man, I don't know, probably 150, about 150 hoodies, maybe. Yeah, Carhartt. Yeah, luckily I think they were donating to us. They're donating the hoodies to us. We went through a lot of hoodies. And the funny thing is, I think I have one hoodie in my house now. I think I have like one hoodie.
What did they do with the clothes?
Oh, probably put them on the eBay or something.
So
I don't did it.
they did that on Sons. They sold all the clothes.
I guarantee you, they sold them.
Episode 2.
Yeah.
Some employee from Marvel's got a trunk.
Every suit I ever wore, some dude's wearing. Bro.
Not me.
Not us.
Nope.
Hi, my question's for Theo. At the end of season 2, we see Wear Shades kind of basically says that he's done with the gangster life.
Not true.
Okay, well, I was gonna say, do you think, like in season 3, he might have come back as an ally to Luke Cage instead of a?
No. Again, I kind of know what happens.
He just can't tell you. The tongue will not form the words.
I can listen, I don't care.
Look, he keeps saying that, but he's trying to, it's like, you know what this is like?
Care?
This is like being on a high platform. You're on a high platform and you're gonna jump and you can't get your body to jump. And he's trying to
It's like I'm about to bungee jump. No, I'll say this. I'll say this.
Here we go.
He never ever says anything without having a plan. So the second he said, put your hand on the faucet, do this, telling Luke kind of whatever, and then Luke tells him, never come back here. There was a shot that we shot where I was leaving the barbershop, but because we were always in a rush, there was supposed to be a camera the other way, and you were going to see this look on his face.
On you?
It was like, on me.
I saw that look.
Yeah, where it was like, they didn't get it, because we couldn't do the turnaround.
Wait a minute.
Where that look was, as I leave you, as you tell me to leave, the look was like, I did it again. I did it to Cottonmouth, I did it to Diamondback, I did it to
It was
Mariah.
a different look, like a different different motivation. Yeah, different.
I got what I wanted.
Yeah.
And then a lot of that was gonna play out in season 3 because obviously prison wasn't gonna last, and then
Well, that's funny. I like the look you gave on the way out.
Stuff with family members.
I like the look you gave on the way out. I thought that was like
That was a big one.
No,
and that again, that's one of my Charles Murray. Again, we'll bring up Charles like for the second time.
Yeah.
Charles is like one of the greatest writers, executive producer. He's the man. Like, he called me up. I hadn't seen the second season yet. It hadn't aired yet. And he's like, that scene in the barbershop's the best scene you guys did. You too, because we don't get to work together a lot. As weird as that sound, we just don't. And that was one of those days where it was like, hey guys, we have to do this 6-page scene and we have like 10 minutes. And it's like, what are you talking about?
I know, love that.
Yeah.
Always.
So it was just kind of, and seeing them too, and then what happens from that scene is everything, right? And that leaves us where we're going to be at the end. And I think that a lot of that played into season 3.
Yeah.
So he just always has a plan.
We'll get together and we'll read the scripts or something together and podcast the scripts for you. We can narrate them. Let's just read them out loud. Close your eyes and imagine.
Cagey Shade, Shady Cage. Podcast.
You play Shade
Fan fiction.
You play Shade so well, like to the point where I believe it. Were you ever in the streets back in New York?
Yeah, of course. That's where I grew up.
You won't wear shades no more,
I
though.
won't wear shades. I won't have a mohawk. There's a lot of things I can't do anymore because of characters I play. I can't wear sunglasses. I wore sunglasses once when we were filming, and it sounds so weird because it's like they're sunglasses. There's Ray-Bans. And like,
Well, not those. You can't wear those. You can wear
but
shades.
those were the reason
Those
I
were-
picked them is
those-
because I know they
oh,
look good
no,
on my
no,
face.
No, you should have never done
So
that.
they were my
You should have never done that.
sunglasses.
No, you gotta pick. I know what you mean.
I
but you gotta
can't
pick-
wear, now I
Oh.
have to wear like Elton John type
Elton John,
sunglasses.
or aviators.
Or it's something
And
totally
aviators aren't
different.
yours,
Goggles.
man.
I gotta walk around with goggles on.
Yeah,
So I wear black Ray-Bans in real life as Theo, but I can't do that anymore. It's like I walk into a Starbucks, they're like, oh, shades. I'm like, oh, yeah. And I'm wearing, yeah, I get it. That's cool.
Dead giveaway.
You can't walk around the streets with a hoodie on.
Never. Listen, I used to live in Harlem. I like Harlem.
God forbid you have a rip.
I can't live in
God
Harlem.
forbid you have a rip in your hoodie.
No,
It looks like a bullet.
no. I'm not. I don't even go to Harlem anymore. And I like Harlem. I just feel weird going to Harlem now.
Oh, there's.
Hey, yeah.
You filming? No, I'm just going home.
Oh, you live here, right there? Just going shopping? Yeah, no.
Oh my God, Luke Cage lives
Oh my
right
God,
there.
you live right there. I live right here. Yeah, it's like no.
Hi, I'm Lupe from Seguin, Texas.
Whoop, whoop. What's up?
Look, look.
What do you know about Seguin? You couldn't give a big up to Temple, but you give a big up to Seguin?
They got a big pecan in it.
Okay. That's why I represent Temple.
I was wondering if this is for both of y'all, if there's any other character you could play from a comic book, who would it be? Marvel, DC, villain, any brand?
Joker.
Joker's nice. That's a good one, Joker.
Easily. It's the best
Yeah.
character in comics.
Yeah, Joker, wow.
That's the only reason we keep doing him. He's unbelievable. I mean, I know people who produces on the new one. I can't wait.
Oh yeah, the
to see
Joaquin.
Yeah, I mean, that character is anybody that's unpredictable.
Yeah.
That's why
that's not defined. That's not defined by a moral compass or something. That's why I always say villains are they're more interesting to play, and people like them because we innately want to do stuff that we shouldn't do, but also they're bound by nothing. So I also say it's easier to play villains just because of the standpoint you're free. You don't have to try. You don't have to justify. You don't have to because nobody. Luke Cage, I love him, but nobody's that good. Nobody's that good. You people don't do that. People.
But that's what was interesting about him turning
at the end. It was also interesting to see someone be that good. But and we want people. We admire people who are that good, who have a moral compass that's better than ours. And we also fantasize about being people who are not so good, so we can get our fix on doing that too. So it's a little bit of one and the other. So I just enjoy changing it up. So, but for Luke, Luke was great. But he would do things, and I'll go, man, no way.
But that's why I wanted to see it so bad, because what I get a lot playing a villain is, oh man, I found myself rooting for Shades. That's what a lot of people tell me, right? So I think that's cool. But they could say that to a villain. But what we were seeing for the first time was the big thing after it ended was, wait, is Luke bad now? And when have we done that with a hero? We don't really do that a lot. So we were kind of changing the game, and I thought for me, again, to see that would have been so, because nobody's doing that.
Yeah.
But that's why Frank Castle's so interesting, the Punisher, because he's a vigilante. He lives on both sides. That's why Batman, if you read the graphic novels and you look at his stuff, is Batman can kind of go either way. Batman's angry, so that's kind of the thing. Those are the characters we kind of relate to more because of the duality, and we were about to, get that with Luke, and I love that.
All right, you next one, man.
Yeah, Theo, this is for you. With sons involving a lot of motorcycles and all that fun stuff, are you still riding? If so, what are you riding?
So I had 3 motorcycles. When I moved to New York for Luke Cage, I got rid of 1. Then I had 2 little kids, and I decided I wanted to live, so I stopped riding.
You mean with all of your body parts and all?
With all my body parts, I decided to live because I have been down a few times. Because when I lived in LA for 15 years, I rode every day. And but now that I've moved to Texas, to Austin, thank you. Shout out Temple. As I
rip it on Temple, poor Temple, rip it on him. No respect.
As I moved out here, it kind of bites you, that bug, a little, because a lot more people are riding out here. But
a lot of space.
And obviously seeing these guys in the mines doing their thing. But no, I think that time's past me. But I do have 3 bikes. One of them is the bike from the show they gave me. Nice. Which is pretty cool. Yeah, and I have another Harley they gave me.
Yeah.
And then I had another one that I designed, but you can ride it for about 6 minutes and then you get sciatica, so it's really hard. So
nice design.
Yeah, really designed.
It's a work of art. Look,
Really
but don't
good.
try to
Yeah,
ride
it's a
it.
beautiful work of art. Nobody should ride this bike. It's very dangerous. The headlight. Last time I read it, the headlight flew off.
That makes sense. Yeah, that makes sense.
So you don't want to ride that
You didn't test it at ride speed. Like, looks good, but we don't know if it's
Oh,
gonna
it was
stay
like a
on.
56 Chevy headlight
Oh,
on a motorcycle,
yeah.
but it's not supposed to be there in high winds of
high
20
winds.
miles an hour
Yeah,
or
that's
more.
catching all not aerodynamic at
If
all.
you go over 20, it comes
It flies off.
Yeah.
In
So-
your face.
So I'm not riding anymore. That's the question.
Alright, my name's Metheus. I live here in San Antonio. Alright, I have two different questions. My first question for Michael: if the Defenders were to team up again, who would be the leader? And for both of y'all, do y'all think your character survived Thanos' snap?
You already answered that, man.
I could rest easy knowing we didn't survive.
Sorry, what's the first question?
Defender. Who's the leaders of the Defender?
Then what do you
If they
mean?
reform right now.
Yeah,
who's
they
the
reform the same people?
Yeah.
I mean, look, I always thought Luke would be the leader, but that's only because he's the strongest. But that's just me. I mean, hey, come on. You know, sorry. I know some people that read Jessica Jones.
fight for
No,
leadership."
Jessica's stronger. I know. Yeah. No. If Jessica can pick up a car, so can I. So can I. Yeah, and she can't get shot. Can't get shot. She get grazed. How come she only get? How come the person that shoots at Jessica only get grazes her, but they can shoot me dead square? What? Really?
Target you on.
Center mass, but no, her grazed. They only show up with guns when I show up. Wow, really? Okay.
Hello, my name is Chris, also from Austin.
There you go. There you go. Shout out Austin.
Look like Vincent D'Onofrio over here.
Yeah.
This is for both of y'all. As actors, where do you kind of take your inspirations from? You know, other actors, movies, TV, directors.
That's where yep. That's where I get them.
Okay, saying who?
Oh, I thought you meant like other. You said other.
No, he wasn't asking an
specifically.
answer. He was saying who.
He did answer.
No, he asked who do you get your inspiration from, not.
But he didn't say other directors, actors, and.
Like, who are those?
Oh, you
people?
want to know names?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Let me think for a second. Go ahead.
That's why I was putting it on you. I was delayed.
Oh, all right. So I think I like a lot of people, right? So I'm just thinking like people like right now, and that's nothing to do with what the genre is or what the platform is. Like I love what Donald Glover's doing. I think he's like a genius. You know, people are. I mean, he's like a real new just genius. I love like actors like Javier Bardem. I love people who just out of the box. They're not obscure, but they're not doing anything particularly to serve a brand. Sometimes you get in this business, you have to serve a brand, and somehow you get stuck into doing roles that are all similar, because that's where the paycheck is, because they're designing roles to feed your fan base, and so they make vehicles for you. That's a great place to be if you want to be a movie star, and there's nothing wrong with that. Absolutely nothing wrong with that. But when actors get into the business, not a lot of us get into the business to do a certain type of thing. We get in the business to just play different characters and be different people. So whether you're doing that or doing the other, it's a good thing. But it's good to mix it up. So I really like artists who are just trying to like find other characters to disappear in. And if you're great, you can do commercial stuff. That's great too. But just mix it up.
I'm Jack Alexander. I also live in Seguin.
Shout out.
Seguin.
This is a question for both y'all. What's your favorite superhero movie and why?
Well, I already know the answer to yours. You like Batman.
The Nolan Batman.
The Nolan Batman.
Superhero movies
Dark
ever.
Knight. The Dark Knight. Yeah. Right. Yeah.
That's
Yeah. It's one. Yeah. One of the great. Yeah.
Anybody who says different doesn't know what they're talking about.
I can't think of anything off top. Listen, I mean, going back in the day before all of the just other revamped
Greatest
versions.
American hero.
Go greatest. Don't poop on that.
No, it's great.
They almost revamped that. Almost. But the Supermans, the original Supermans, back the first one, the villain, super villain Zod. I can still watch that one right
Gene
now.
Hackman as Lex
Gene
Luthor?
Hackman as Lex Luthor. I even like the Richard Pryor one. I don't care. All of them. Yep.
Cesar Romero as the Joker and the Batman.
Watching
TV
Superman
show?
go back. Watching Superman go back after he loses his powers. gains him back, and goes back to the truck stop to take care of that guy. Because watching Superman get his butt kicked when he had the powers, that was painful. Watching him get beat down by that guy, and that crushed me.
was terrific.
That crushed me.
Yeah.
Oh, he came back, man. Zod, the handshake. Oh, come on, man. Look, kneel before Zod. Love that.
But it was
Terrence Stamp, man.
Those are different times, different films, because you would watch people on screen and they were true superheroes, like we were saying about Lou Ferrigno here. You watch him as the Hulk, he was a superhero, but now you go online on social media, you see that same person who's playing this superhero pumping gas, or they're getting divorced, or they're doing this, and it's like you normalize them. But for us, when we were young, it was like they were the superhero, and I think that made it so much more mystical in a way, so that's why I think with the Nolan thing was, you didn't know a lot about Heath, you didn't know a lot about Bale, you didn't know a lot about, you just had that world. So it's harder now, because two people from those movies might be in two movies that open the same weekend.
Yeah.
Who play a superhero and then they're in a romantic comedy.
Although Brokeback Mountain wasn't that far behind.
I haven't seen it.
What I'm saying, with Brokeback Mountain, Dark Knight, they were same area.
I didn't see it.
Oh, you see that? Okay, all right.
Hello, my name is Devin. I'm from Florida, Texas. This one's for you, Michael. I have two questions, actually. One is, how did you feel about Bushmaster being your villain as Luke Cage? And my second question is, how did you feel of the end of season 2 when you took over the club?
Love the Bushmaster edition. Love the world that we brought. That was something that we all came. Me and Cheo were hanging out, birthday party, 40th birthday party. And we were listening to Shabba Ranks on Pandora, and every song that came on was great. 40 songs straight. We're just like, this is a great genre. This is great. And wouldn't it be fun to have a villain or a world that we could be in as, the Luke Cage season 2? And that's where it started. And he just kept thinking about it until we finally came to the conclusion that we could make it work with Bushmaster. I mean, he floated some other ideas, but Bushmaster was the one he came up with. And I love that feeling, because it was a specific world that's in this New York City, and there's such a specific world, and it brought so much flavor to what we were doing. And I thought Mustafa did a great job with it. I just thought that was great. And then obviously where we ended, I just felt like it was so much promise, because I wanted to go back. Honestly, as an actor, I kind of wanted to play bad guy again. So I wanted to see what we could get away with. Yeah.
Cool. I was gonna say, how can I solve my drinking problem? Or
Ounce water.
Okay, how do we support? Where can we get it?
Right now, if you live in New York, New Jersey, Connecticut, and if you have Amazon, you can get it there. Yeah.
Amazon, okay.
And potentially Seguin and Temple. I just have to tell you.
A shout out to our host here who has a dope beard, man. That beard game is tight.
Nice.
Thank you. That's our panel, y'all.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
We'll see you at photo op.
Thank you so much.
Y'all make sure y'all stop by there.